Hi, and thank you for joining. My name is Laura, and today's class is focused on yoga for sexual trauma. This is a gentle, all levels class with no props required. However, if you wanted to add a blanket just for more comfort, you can add one. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. Anything you have lying around will be perfect. And along with this class, it will be mostly seated, so you could even do this in a chair, on the couch, or on your yoga mat, whatever brings you the most comfort. And to begin, I welcome you to start in any seated posture of your choosing. And we'll begin with some gentle grounding, maybe some breath work if you feel comfortable doing that. So as you take your time getting settled in, if you have a blanket, maybe you decide to either sit on the edge of it or wrap it around you to create a sense of safety. And this can be great for grounding. And as you settle in, I welcome a friendly reminder that everything in this class is your choice. Today we'll be focusing on presence, safety, and choice. So if anything doesn't feel right, feel free to skip, modify, and pause. Anything to make this the most comforting class for you. And so if you're ready to begin wherever you are, you can place your hands anywhere you like, maybe on the ground, one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, anywhere that's speaking to you today. And when you're ready, if you choose to include breath work, I invite you to breathe deeply and slowly in your time and pace through either your nose or your mouth. Maybe breathing into your belly, your chest, your throat, before exhale, sighing, or breathing out your nose. And maybe one more just like that. Inhale deeply. And exhale fully. And you can repeat this as much as you like, or you can join me as we begin some butterfly taps. This is a way to cultivate presence and to calm outside racing thoughts. So you can bring your blanket maybe to your legs, just in case if it decides to fall, or you could drape it over and do this over the blanket. But wherever you are, welcome you to bring opposite hand to opposite shoulder. It can be anywhere that feels best for you. And in your time, finding a gentle rhythm. It can be fast or slow, but the more rhythmic this is, the more it will support stimulating both sides of your brain, and this allows a way to come back to the present. And so once you find a rhythm that works for you, welcome you to spend a few moments here. If this isn't working, you could also maybe tap your chest. This can possibly support more anxious feelings, or just continue the gentle tapping. Maybe deepening your breath. Option to continue this as long as you like. Or maybe find a gentle hold, a self-hug, a self-embrace. Maybe sending yourself compassion. You could even rest one cheek on your hand if that feels comfortable. Knowing that in this space you are supported. Maybe you use this class to soften the armor, soften the desire to hold everything together, maybe being strong all the time. We can take this time to be with our breath, our body, or just to be in a moment of quiet and self-care. And if you like, we can gently release. And maybe switching the cross of your legs if you're seated. You can always change the way you're seating. You don't have to commit to one way or the other. And so moving now to a gentle exercise. If you're really uncomfortable doing any type of inner feeling, inner work, even the sensation of sitting or grounding is too much, this will be supportive for just bringing you into the space. And so I welcome you in a comfortable seat. Maybe you notice what is known as your Kinesphere. This is your personal space bubble. And if you're still unsure, this feels like you could extend your arms maybe out to the side or overhead. And this is the space around you that it's not actually part of your body, but we can all have a sense of what this is. Usually if someone comes into this space, we might notice a bit of tightness here. And so as we work with our Kinesphere, we'll just do some gentle arm circles, reaching up, maybe with an inhale, and then exhale, palms to center. And you don't need to focus on your body if you don't want to. Just maybe focusing on the space around your body. Exhale, palms to center. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale to center. You can do this with your eyes opened or closed, and a few more here at your own pace, perhaps connecting with this space. And if this is working for you, you can bring your attention to this space throughout the rest of the practice. And the last one, palms coming to center and resting anywhere you like. And moving into gentle movement, maybe some neck rolls, rotating one way then the other, softening a little bit of tension, going into available space. Maybe you do gentle half rolls like I'm doing, or you hold if you find a particular stretch feels nice. And maybe from here you decide to incorporate some gentle shoulder rolls, maybe bringing shoulders up to your ears, maybe with an exhale softening them down. And a few more like this, or maybe you do rolls or find a rhythm that's speaking to you. There's really no rules in what feels good in your body. staying here as long as you choose, or maybe you find a way back to center seat and my legs keep falling asleep. It's okay if they do for you too. It can help to sit on the edge of a cushion to help prevent this. But moving forward, welcome you to join me in some seated cat-cows. You could also do this in tabletop if you prefer. So when you're ready, broadening in your chest, leaning forward. And on the exhale, rounding, sending your center of gravity back. Maybe noticing your low back. See if you can round your low back. And inhale, back, forward, broad chest. And exhale, back. Finding a rhythm here that suits you, and maybe you veer off the path a little bit, maybe creating circles. Option to move with your breath. If you're doing circles, maybe we find the opposite direction. And maybe with each of your exhales, you find just a little bit more softness, even if it's 1% softer than what it was. And if not, that's okay too. Finding a good stopping point. Returning back to a long spine. Maybe head over heart, heart over pelvis. And if you'd like to join me in a side bend, I welcome you to bring your left hand down, right arm reaches up overhead, or if you have upper body tension, maybe just to your hip. You can rest on your hand or come down to your elbow, or maybe even on a block. Rooting inner sits bones, gazing where it feels good for your body. And back to center before switching sides, your version. And rising back up. Maybe bring your hands up overhead, big inhale, big body stretch. And exhale, gentle twist, left hand to right elbow, right hand can go out behind you. Maybe inhale, lengthen, before exhale, twisting. Going into your natural limits, no need to try to make anything happen or chasing sensation. Listening to our range of motion. And exhale back to center. Inhale, arms reach up if you like. Before exhale, switching sides. Maybe finding softness in your jaw or shoulders. And in your time, coming back to center. Maybe in this seated posture, you find any movements that maybe you're craving, or finding a moment of stillness. Anything that works for you right now, even if it means ending early, that's totally okay and welcome. And if you like, I welcome you to come forward so that we can come to a tabletop shape. If you're seated, no worries. You can just fold forward on your legs. And if you're in this tabletop shape, I welcome you to bring your knees as wide as feels comfortable. Maybe big toes to touch as we send our seat back. And arms reach forward, heart melts to the mat for a wide-legged child's pose. And you can either do this with your arms straight out ahead or find a gentle bend. And as you rest your head down, you could either rest it straight on the mat or overlap your hands, maybe on a block, maybe on your fists. Or you could also take another version of child's pose with knees together, hands reach out behind you, head toward the earth. And I understand child's pose is not for everyone, so maybe you explore draping the blanket over you, or you could rest with your knees to your chest, resting on your back, or another pose entirely. Anything that brings you comfort here. As we find softness, maybe deepen your breathing if that brings you comfort. As you settle in, if it feels safe, you might decide to bring awareness to your shoulders, softening, maybe softening your jaw, your hips, your thighs, calves, maybe even feet. Perhaps releasing anything that isn't serving you anymore. Option to stay here as long as you like. Or if you're in this child's pose shape, gently pressing into your palms and rolling up 1 inch at a time. Take all the time you need. Coming back to a seat of your choice. If you like, you can reintroduce the blanket if you set it aside. And as we move forward, I welcome you to join me as we find a little bit of intuitive movement, as we find a gentle shaking practice. This is a great way just to release anything that you don't want or you're ready to release, or just because maybe it feels nice in your body. So whatever this looks like for you, you could also do this standing. And this looks different for everyone, and so there's no need to judge or perfect this. It's just based on how you're feeling for the day, and you can also skip this if this doesn't work for you. So if you like, just maybe shaking out your fingers, your hands, maybe your arms, maybe breathing along the way. This can help just release some stagnant energy. Could also release with your lips. Shaking out your head, even your shoulders. Maybe finding intuitive movement here. And if you're ready to find a good stopping point, maybe slowing down your movements. Of course, you can keep doing this. Pause. You can pause the video and just really go crazy with it. There's no wrong way, no right way to do this. And if you like, you might choose to place your hands on your heart or anywhere that brings you comfort. Maybe sending some kindness and love to this area. For taking this time to check in, treat your body with the kindness it deserves. Knowing that no matter how this class is going for you so far, the work you're doing is so important. It makes such a difference. An option to end here if you like, or you can join me as we end with creating a safe container. This is a somatic exercise developed by Dr. Peter Levine, and it's just a way to create a sense of safety in our own bodies. And so as we go through this, each movement, he designed it so that you stay with each posture until you notice a shift, whatever that means for you. So you could either pause and move on when you notice this shift, or just follow along with me. It's all welcome. So finding a seat that's comfortable, maybe adjusting if you're starting to feel a little stagnant in your legs. And when you're ready, I invite you to bring your palms to the left and right side of your head, holding lightly, being kind to yourself as you do this. Maybe soft shoulders. Maybe focusing on the space between your hands. And no worries if you're doing this and you're a little unsure of what you're supposed to feel. There's really no right or wrong way to experience this. An option to stay here, or maybe you place one hand on your forehead and the other on the back of your head. Anywhere that's bringing you comfort or a feeling of safety, gentleness. If you're ready to move on, you can either switch your left or right hand so the other is on your forehead and your other hand can rest gently on your heart. Maybe noticing the space between your hands. And as you're ready, you might place the hand that's on your forehead now on to your belly. And if it's more comfortable to switch hands, you can do that as well. And this is our last posture within this exercise, so feel free to stay here as long as you like. Or maybe you take a few moments to pause and find a posture that brings you comfort. Otherwise, I welcome you to place your hands anywhere you like. As we end our practice, you might choose to take a deep breath, inhaling through your nose or mouth, and exhale, sigh. Taking a few moments to honor the fact you showed up to your mat today. This is always the hardest part. And no matter how this went for you, you still showed up. And over time, that does make a difference. And if your eyes are closed, I welcome you to slowly bat them open if they are open, coming back to the room and space around you. Thank you so much for doing this practice with me. I hope it was able to bring some comfort and safety into your body. And before we end, I just wanted to mention that your trauma, it wasn't your fault and you didn't deserve it. But what you do deserve is to be believed and to heal in your unique way and in your unique pace. I hope we can practice again soon and that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Please take good care of yourself. maybe taking a bath or going for a walk after this. Anything to ground you even further. And if not, that's okay too. I hope to practice with you again soon, and from my vulnerable heart to yours, take care.